That's tough, man. That is tough. One Piece chapter 985. I gotta say, man, Oda definitely knows how to hit you with those cliffhangers at the ending. Like, having Kaido basically say, well, first of all, press F in the chat for Orochi being killed. I love it. I love it. For a very brief moment, Kaido just became my favorite character in the series because I absolutely detest Orochi. I told you, every time I see that man on the screen, I just feel like I told you, every time I see that man on page, man, I gotta go take a hot bath every time I see this man because, like, my skin just starts crawling. Like, I love that Kaido just takes this man out in one shot. So I love that this dude got his head cut off. Very beautiful right there. But the other thing, though, is ending on a cliffhanger where you essentially get told that, like, Kaido's like, yo, I'm gonna make my son the shogun of New Wano. New Wano is gonna be named after my island, and all you samurai, you got a moment to choose. Do you want to die here or do you want to become pirates? And he announces the alliance with the Big Mom pirates, and this is so crazy because now it's making me wonder, what the fuck is the One Piece? And you know, Yamato has that journal that not even Kaido knows about, and I'm guessing in that journal you're probably going to have directions on how to actually get to the One Piece. Like, it would not surprise me if Odin left some information in there on how to actually get to Raftail. So that's interesting. What's also interesting is the fact that, like, we've been told by Kaido, he's like, hey, the fact that they disbanded the 7 warlords, that just means that they have a new way to actually stop us. And he's like, look, we're not taking no chances. We're joining together. If you put 2 of the 4 emperors together, you're now in a situation where it's an overwhelming force that not even the world government will be able to actually take down because we're stronger banded together than anything else, which kind of makes me wonder, what the fuck was Shanks doing? Like, that's my question right there. What the fuck was Shanks doing? Because Shanks has just been making little small moves, but Shanks has been making one move like once every 5 million chapters, but when he's made a move, it's been a major domino effect, and we haven't actually seen the actual fallout of Shanks's meeting. So I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen on that next one right there. Now, what I will say though is that I also thought it was kind of cool how when the chapter opens up, it opens up with Kiku kind of being put in his feelings because Kanjuro is sitting there and Kanjuro's talking all this shit, and what you end up getting is that you get Kanjuro saying like, oh, Izou, you've returned just so you can lose in battle. How special. And he gives us the story of how essentially Momo tried to escape, and you know, he beat this man, and essentially Momo showed that he was the son of Odin because he survived the beating. And Kiku finally says, okay, I've had enough, and Kiku puts on the rest of that samurai armor, in particular the helmet, and he says like, you can shut your mouth now, Kanjuro. The wounds that this one's katana leaves do not vanish in the afterlife, which is basically like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up. And what I like there is the fact that you see Kiku's just rushing forward, and I love that about Kiku because from the very moment that we saw Kiku, when Kiku jumped into battle early on Wano, that's one of the things I said, like I was like, yo, Kiku kind of puts in work right then and there. I love that go get it attitude, and so I love seeing that part. And I like how everybody's kind of just jumping in and the battles are raging on, and you get this very beautiful shot of where you see how Kanjuro's eyes are just shaded out, and it's kind of showing like that bloodlust that's in his eyes. They're shaded in a very hazy way, a very good bit of art by Oda right there. And I like how as they're clashing, you see how the fallout of the actual battle is just kind of raging on, and then you get the moment where everybody's saying, oh, Kaido's speech is getting ready to start, put on the transponder snail. And what you get is you get this moment to where Yamato, I'm just gonna call Yamato a she. I know somebody's like, yo, Yamato wants to be referred to as a man. I'm gonna refer to him as a she because every time I see him, I think about a woman. But when Yamato's speaking, Yamato's saying that, you know, her father put those handcuffs on her, and it kind of makes me wonder, you know, because those shackles are supposed to explode the moment that Yamato leaves. But you get this moment to where, you know, Yamato says, like, I don't know if they'll actually explode. What type of father will kill their kid? And you get this moment to where Luffy says, well, let me just take them off. And that's the thing about Luffy. It's so simple that's actually brilliant. He's like, look, you know, you've been allowing yourself to kind of stay handcuffed in fear. Let's take those handcuffs off. You know, if you die, then this is just where your journey ends. And I'll probably die because I'll get caught up in the explosion too. But hey, at the very least, we'll know whether or not that you can actually leave the island and you can actually free yourself. And what I like there is the fact that, you know, Luffy is continuing to kind of just use that simple logic. He's like, well, you know, if you want to be Odin, if you want to be the Odin of the story, you're not very likable. And it's that childlike innocence of Luffy, but at the same time, Luffy is so simple that he's brilliant. And he's trying to tell him, like, look, man, you know, if that's what you're aspiring to do, you can't just try and recreate the actual steps that Odin took and recreate the circumstances. You know, part of what makes Odin Odin is the fact that he's so beloved. So I like that little bit right there. I thought that that was a very good way for Luffy to actually push the character Yamato. Now, another thing is I like how Luffy tells Yamato, he's like, look, man, you know, if you want to get free, I'll free you, and you can actually watch me whoop your father's ass. And it's that confidence that you see out of Luffy right there that kind of makes me wonder and kind of makes me think that Luffy's probably got another transformation up his sleeves. But what I also like is the fact that as Kaido gives his speech, Big Mom just kind of shows up, and you know, you see the moment how Nico Robin is like, oh my god, that's Nami. What I also like is the fact that Big Mom and Kaido are standing side by side, and they're talking about the fact that essentially they're going to take the One Piece, and Luffy's like, hey, I'm going to get the One Piece. And you get this moment to where Orochi is like, nah, fam. You're not going to turn my island into some lawless place for pirates. Kaido don't even hesitate. This man takes the sword and he cuts Orochi's head off, which it was a long time coming. I totally love it. And I like how you see the panels where the head actually rolls. I love that right there. I also love the fact that like Luffy realized like, oh shit, Momo's been strung up. And you get this moment to where Yamato's telling Luffy like, yo family, do not actually shout. You're going to give ourselves away. And I like how the Toby Ropo is called right after the fact. So I like that you see that moment where like Luffy and Yamato are both screaming because both of them have some skin in the game at this point. Because Luffy is looking at Momo. He's like, yo, I can't let this kid get killed. And Yamato's like, hey, wait a second, Dad. I'm not going to be the shogun of Wano. You got me all kinds of fucked up. So I like that interaction right there with Luffy and with Yamato. So my chapter question to you guys is, what do you think the actual One Piece is? Do you think it's a weapon, how Kaido is talking? Or do you think Kaido in that moment was more so referring to the Pluton? Is the Pluton potentially the One Piece? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.